Well, hello everybody again. Welcome back. Um, just getting started again here. You can see we've come to Blighted Village. Our goal now is we are heading to go to the goblins. We're gonna have probably a good bit of combat in this particular section. There will also be a few times that we're gonna be talking, things like that. But there is quite a bit of combat in preparation. Um, Just wanted to kind of touch on something that may come up if there are people that actually throw comments, in my fantasy of actually having people watch this. Um, the reason I don't really mention anything about them just yet is because the majority of these were recorded. In fact, everything so far has been recorded before I've posted anything. I had a long weekend for New Year's. My wife was out of town, so I wanted to actually tack on and try to record as much as I could, and get like just a good selection of recording going so that I could actually have um, quite a bit ready to go when I started posting. With my just kind of regular life, I would expect there will probably be periods I don't get to actually record as much, uh, and I want to make sure I have enough that I can post, every couple days or twice a week, kind of is my goal. So that's where I was kind of doing things the way I was doing them. So don't think I'm ignoring people. I will probably respond to comments.
Suppers here.
Didn't mean to
Unless
trigger
you
that.
got another reason to be here. Fexite.
Didn't mean to interrupt that,
Power
but oh.
courses through you. Authority.
So I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt him, and didn't mean to really start this until I kind of finished what I was saying. But that's just all kind of why I haven't. I guarantee I will respond to any comments. Also, if you're saying like, "Oh, you missed this," or "You didn't go do this," it's just not something I've done. If I do know about it, I'll probably respond and say, "Oh, I know about that. I just didn't go pick it up." If I haven't, I'll be like, "Please show me. I'm very interested. I want to see as much as I can about the game." So this is the entryway. Like I'm basically just walking in, like the main entrance, and I have a few choices to deal with. So I am more charismatic. I don't want to use the Illithid Wisdom on this one. I'm going to actually just try to lie to him, see how it goes. Don't mind at all using spells on him. Awesome, and look, we got it.
You? Well, guess we're in with all sorts these days. If you're here to see Draw Ragslin, you'll want to let him and the lads know you're one of us. There's a party on. Celebrating a raid we are. You'll need to wear our war colours. Nice to have this across the mug. Ought to do it. Them's the rules. You follow them now, or you follow them dead. What'll it be?
And we're going to attack. My character's not going to smear fecal matter on himself. Okay, so this is actually a really fun fight. Similar to the fight at the chapel, there is actually a interaction we can do that will trigger this and do a lot of damage early. I'm gonna go and do it rather than have a Astarion do it. I'd like a Astarion to be able to do some damage, being a rogue like he is. So we're gonna shoot this rock, and you can see this actually killed this guy, drastically hurt that guy, and kind of hurts this guy too. I can't really target him, but yeah, there he is. So I'm going to then see how far I can jump. Not very far. Oh, every once in a while I'll do that and accidentally drag something off. The downside of leaving it open, like this to move things around, is occasionally you'll drag something off. Or at least I do. I am cool like that. You can see I can't really jump too much further in my run. I don't have a very high strength. I can get a little further, so I'm going to do it. Main thing is I don't want to necessarily be front and center. Now, this is kind of tricky. There is a drum here that they will summon more people. So we want to kill everybody before we get to that. So let's look. This guy is this person up here. This guy is our friend right over here. We got a guy on a rock. So those three are all going to go before anyone else in the team. He's going to probably hit the hardest, so I'm going to just try to kill him. And look at that, I did. And then, and again, he gets that sneak attack because nobody else has gone yet. Then he's actually going to kind of roll over here and see if he can get away with hiding. He probably can't. Oh, he did. Look at that. So he's being sneaky. I would have thought that guy could see him, but I guess he can't really see that far down. Fortunately, I'm in a brightly lit area, so. Got a couple trackers that are going to take some shots at me. Right now, they're not going for the drum just yet. They think they have a bigger advantage than they actually do. She can come up. She's going to actually swing on this claw. I want to put her between me and this one. That's kind of what she's doing here. And then she'll position herself this way, so if this guy tries to run over, we're good. This guy's going to kind of try to get to the alarm. He's not going to be able to get there in the first round. Little goblin, little legs. So, I could just ignore it for now, and I probably should. But I'm going to go ahead and use Shadowheart. We're going to go ahead and try and kill this drum. There we go. And she's just going to come in. I'm not going to worry about doing an attack with her. We have a pretty good advantage going into this. We only have 4 targets left. There's no reason to go too crazy and blow everything on the first little combat you see. It's all about being a little conservative if you can. So this guy can't see me, so I can go poop. We killed him. I can try hiding and none of them can see me again just because I'm pretty far back on Astarion. So now it's my turn. I've got this guy up here has 7 hit points. This guy up here has 12. I'm going to just take my little shot at this guy. It is low ground, which means I basically had a disadvantage on that attack. Probably not the wisest thing to throw it, but it's fine. And I'm going to move myself back to make myself a little harder to hit. Oop. Didn't matter. Still managed to hit me. Not shocking. And then Karlach's going to move up, take an attack. Whew, that's a good hit. We'll take that. So now he's going to try and shoot at us because he can't hit the drum anymore. Looks like Shadowheart actually has enough movement. She can jump up here. So she's going to do that. And position herself. She did miss her attack, which is a little bit disappointing. But what are you going to do? Astarion yet again.
We'll do it my way.
Out here just killing fools.
Still on my feet. Wonder if the gods are watching me.
I can't target this guy, so I am still going to go and just target him. Slightly more successfully. And I'm going to go and drink a potion. I'd like to be full health. They'll probably shoot at me anyway. Should've just waited. You live, you learn. Alright, Karlach's in a position to kill this person. Ooh, and actually didn't kill him. That was kind of almost like a minimum damage situation with her. I'm actually curious about that. Her minimum damage is 6, so basically just north of minimum damage. So they have these disengages, but this one couldn't really move. And then we're gonna actually try to push her down to see if the fall damage. Oh, Shadowheart, come on, you're better than that. Astarian's just cleaning up. Like he's definitely taking it to him. So there we go. And I kind of wasted the first one. I'll use another one. I think I would have had to use two anyway. I just don't think I was going to get enough heals. I don't feel too bad about it. As always, we come loot. I know this guy doesn't have much really on him. It's just a goblin scout. So I'm not going to go through the effort of climbing up there, which I realize is lazy. And this is me not that concerned with it. If he hadn't been the last kill, I would have let somebody loot him, but I mean, I guess, yeah, because I still have to jump over to him. I'm not even going to worry about this guy. Alright, so before we head into this, that way is the main goblin area. So this is literally like walking down Goblin Main Street. And then, importantly, we're not going to just go in guns blazing. We're going to talk to some people first. There's a trader, some things you can do. We will, don't worry, we're going to be doing plenty of killing. But before we do that, we have our three friends here who are just sitting here drinking and just are here. Don't know why they're here. They're just hanging out, living their best goblin life. So Starian's gonna, oh well, let's hear it. Let's break up the group. Nope. Break the group up. Starian is going to come over here. Let's see if we can stealth here. Yeah. This is one of those that we start with Astarian so that we can give him 2 turns. So we killed the first guy. This guy actually gets to go before us, funny enough. So then he gets to shoot this guy. Oh, critical hit, beautiful thing.
Survival is all that matters. Fall by my hand.
Not really doing great with that Eldritch Blast. It gets better, I promise. But it's okay, I didn't really need it. Oh, let's do this. Group us back up. So they're not huge XP, but it is XP. And we are trying to get to 5. Level 5 is, I think, a huge boost for a couple characters in our group. Specifically, Karlach's going to get a second attack every round.
Waste a step.
Myself, I will start on my Warlock build. That really is going to get good more around level 6, but still moving the right direction on that build. Shadowheart is going to start into her Paladin levels, which is going to slow down her access to 3rd level spells, but I think it's going to be worthwhile. She's about 2 levels from spine. I actually think level 6 is going to be absolutely massive for us, but I think level 5 will be pretty good. Level 6 is going to be really huge because I'll have my 2nd level Warlock, she'll have her 2nd level of Paladin, and Astarian's going to have his 3rd level of Ranger, which is going to be Gloom Ranger, or Gloomstalker Ranger. Really huge around. I think Karlach gets her next Bestial Heart then. Just the combos we're going to get at 6 are going to be huge. But even that boost to 5 is going to give us some really nice things. Ah, here we go. The voice of the Absolute.
My voice. Obey my command.
The voice is irresistible. You recognize the overwhelming authority that you've used on others, only infinitely stronger, and turned against you. Your vision clouds, leaving you in a dark, featureless shadowscape. Nothingness in every direction. Then there are 3 figures before you. An armored male elf, exuding power and command. A handsome younger man with a quick, easy smile. And a pale young woman with even paler eyes.
These are my chosen. They speak for me. Aid their search for the prisoner, and you will be worthy
Oh, I see we have Shard had its little artifact.
You feel energy pulsing from the artifact, lifting the pain from you, pushing the voice away.
My power grows. My forces gather. The reckoning draws near.
Don't give me that look. I don't know what just happened any more than you do. We should keep going.
Nice one, Shadowheart. That thing in your pocket seems powerful as hell.
Trust me, I will. Let's keep going.
So we will find out a lot more about that artifact, but you can see we've been given the buff. We're shielded from the voice of the absolute. We'll learn a lot more about what the absolute is and kind of what that is going forward. But we are entering the goblin area.
Captured themselves a bar.
Oh, and look who happens to be here. Our old pal Volo. We're gonna actually start with that. Let's see what's going on with Volo.
With fragulous crown and with scepter abraid, draw Ragslin, short work of the innkeeper made. The inn burnt to ash. The captives were many. Goblet kind had reduced them to cowering filfenny. So raise it, your goblets, and drain them with pride. Draw Ragslin, the true soul, had led you glide.
Come on, you turnip!
Ha! Quite so. Now, if you'll excuse me, draw Ragslin, draw Ragslin, I am draw Ragslin, Tumptuous, draw Ragslin,
You broke him!
wait, wait, draw Ragslin, we pray, we,
Come on, pigeon! Back to your cage!
now look what you've done.
He's very confident coming out here, wasn't he? One of the things we're gonna have to do is try and help rescue Volo.
Yes.
But let's also talk to this person.
You look like you got something jingling in your pocket. Looking to spend it? Nicked him off the dead, didn't I?
So we will look at the trader. There are some interesting items between the two traders that we might be interested in. So like for example, these gloves, I don't think they're necessarily better than this sleight of hand in this case, so we probably won't grab them. Don't really need those. Jump distance increase would be nice, but we're not that worried about it. So the one item I actually generally am interested in is this Doom Hammer. Because of something I know later that we will have to deal with, and bludgeoning damage works much better on it. So we're going to try and get that. And of course, my solid, always try to get the potions. So you can see, right now we'd be giving him gold. This is one of those times when I'm actually okay giving away a little gold, because we're going to get an item that we might not get another way. I don't think if we kill him, he drops it. So I want to make sure we get it. So that's where we give that little bit of gold away. Not the end of the world. And I can go and sell him a couple other things, like little things. Make up for it a little bit. And there we go. Okay. And we did get all those healing potions, which is nice.
Get moving. I've got
Yeah.
other customers. Reckon it can fly?
A couple things about being out here. There are obviously a whole slew of goblins. There's some more over here. There is a waypoint I want to pick up. There is a bugbear right here. There is a ogre right there. There's also our little owlbear cub. Now, him being alive at the end is my goal. I can start a combat out here and kill everybody out here without triggering anything inside. And that's what we're going to do. But we want to be tactical about how we do it. No reason putting us all at risk right away. So what I would like to do is actually come over here. There's also some goblins up here we may go kill at some point as well.
Her patronage couldn't spare this place from goblins, clearly.
Sorry, this is a temple of Selune that obviously has been taken over. This is Selune. And we have the ancient sigil. So we're going to actually start our combat from here. Taking out this small group if we can, and kind of going from there. And kind of as always, we're going to put Karlach right here to be nice and close. And Shadowheart kind of right there. I'm going to keep myself kind of here on the side.
Wonder if the gods are watching.
And Astarion is going to start our combat, hopefully, without being seen. So let's see if he can. He was successful. Oh, but then he was spotted. She didn't like that. She's kind of watching. Can we hide? Nope. They don't like it when you keep hiding like that. I'm going to see if I can finagle a spot where nobody's really watching. So we can start this properly. Now, I did end up with our bugbear friend wandered in, but that's actually okay for me. Now, this is a pretty big combat. Ooh, and it looks like the whole group's going to be coming in to party with us. This is a big group, so this is where we're probably going to use some spells. We're going to have a very fun, large-scale combat. It's going to be a blast. So it's well worthwhile for a girl Karlach to go ahead and rage. She's going to step back just a little bit. We're going to see, can we take both of these guys out? Hopefully. And you can see she managed to kill both of them. That is great. And she's going to actually come over here ready to fight this guy and deal with everybody who's going to come pouring in. Now, for myself, I'm not going to do my big AoE because everyone's still spread out. So I, at this point, am actually going to deal with this guy. And I might throw something at him. So I'm actually going to go simpler. I'm going to go Twinned Chromatic Orb. And I think I'm going to go do Thunder just to get the extra damage. And that way, oh, I guess I need to move a little first. We're going to do Twinned Chromatic Orb. We're going to do Thunder. Mostly because I'm not interested in putting a lot of fire on the ground here. I missed one. I did get the other guy. Did a nice little healthy chunk to him. And I'm going to swing myself over here more towards the middle, kind of between my tanks. Now he's coming out and didn't care at all. Thanks. Love that for me. What are you going to do? Now, most of the enemy is going to have to do dash actions, things like that to come in. And this is the reason I wanted to start here. I want them to group up. I want them to be in nice little tight areas, choke points, to where they don't have a choice but to be grouped up, and I can get much more damage. Our guy here has not gone. I'm gonna actually put some poison on my bow. You know, I'll just get items. We're gonna go that poison. And then we are going to sneak attack him. And he did get poisoned. Okay. This is actually, I think, our first successful poisoning. So let's look at it. We can see that gives him disadvantage on attack rolls. Awesome, right? Now he has less chance of hitting. Is ultimately what we're coming down to. Let's see. And it worked. He still takes some 1 point of damage from tenacity, or Karlak does. But it's fine. Now, do you see this huge group that's gathering up for me? If you remember correctly, I do. I got a fireball scroll. So guess where that fireball scroll is probably going to go. Okay. So we do have Shadowheart. She's going to actually go after this guy. And we blinded him. He only has 1 hit point left. I am actually going to try and just use my shield on him. There we go, and we killed him. Perfect. Ooh, he has a great ring too. We'll definitely equip that later. So Shadowheart's going to position herself, again, more defensively. And we're back around to the top of the order. So, we're going to start with Karlak. Karlak can attack these two. Ooh, missed him, which I don't love, but we did get a bleed on him, which means that bleed is going to kill him. I think I'm going to go and pommel strike this guy. There we go. Daze him a little bit. This lets Karlak kind of loop around and be ready for those guys. Now, does this guy come back to her? We don't know. But I am going to position myself over here. I'm going to go to my items. I'm going to find my fireball scroll. And this looks like... Oh no! Yep, okay. So you can see I can get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people. So guess where I'm going to put that fireball? And all of a sudden we have a lot less, and several of them are hurt that did live. So, huge spell. Love that for us. And I'm actually going to wait on healing myself. Might regret that, but we'll see. But we just took a huge chunk of them out. The healer's like, what just happened? Oh, I'm sorry, he's actually a warlock. And he did hex my intelligence, which I don't appreciate. Oh, slam on Karlak. She saw it coming. Didn't actually get her that bad. So, I am going to take a shot at our guy here. He is still in melee, so I can do this. Look at that. We've killed our bugbear. Astarion is doing what Astarion does best. He's hanging back. I like to use Astarion in range. Some other people like to build a melee. I think he's far superior ranged. Ooh, a heal action. That's interesting. And you can see that bleed got him. I did take a pretty big hit. So don't love that. So we're going to have... Shadow, you know what? She's going to use that second attack. Now he's blinded. A lot safer for me now. Okay. So Karlak only has the 1 target here, so there's no reason to do the Tiger Bleed. Tiger Bleed is good. It gives it the 2 rounds of bleeding, but it actually does lower the amount of damage she has. So you can see 2d6 plus 4 divided by 2. So if you can hit 3 or 4 targets, it's wonderful. You can actually hit up to, I'm sorry, you can hit up to 3 targets with it. So she's going to actually use Lacerate. Hits nice and hard. And I think we're going to go ahead and use a little healing potion. That ogre can hit pretty hard. For myself, this guy isn't feeling great on me. He can't see me though. So I got to Shocking Grasp and kill him. You can see, ooh, he had the hide armor. Glad we bought that weapon. And then I'm going to drop back a little bit and go and throw a little heal on myself. These guys are working their way in. Oh my gosh, how rude. He took some bleed, threw some damage down Karlak. There you go. Yeah, shoot Shadow. That's why Shadowheart's here. I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna try and get this ogre dead. Little sneak attack. He did save on the poison. Not ideal, but we'll make do. This guy's healing. It's nice this Karlak can sit here and missile snare and take a lot less damage. So Shadowheart's gonna come start dealing with these guys. To do that, we might have to. Can we jump there? Yeah, she's gonna jump. We got 3 people out here. I think, you know, we're gonna go and use a spell if it'll let us. We're gonna try and kill this devout. Boom. Love it. Can't forget that Shadowheart does have spells. Now, eventually, when she's a paladin, a lot more of her spells are gonna get used for smiting. But that inflict wounds does still hit really hard. 3d10 necrotic damage, just a big ol' hit. Alright, so we are here. Now he's still bleeding this round, which is great. We're just going to go ahead and attack. Got a big hit on him. We're going to leave it at that. Now you can see I've got this guy up here, this tracker. I've got this tracker. They've been shooting at us. That's kind of rude. So I'm going to go ahead and drink a little potion. And we're going to go do one more twinned first level spell. We're going to do a little chromatic orb again. We're going to hit both of them. Maybe we kill them both. Look at that, we did. Okay, so I've taken both these little trackers out. So we're actually down to only 3 targets. We got our Warlock and our Sharp Eye. They are both over there by Shadowheart. And then we have our Ogre that is over here giving us problems. So let's see what happens. Still coming after me for some reason. He just bled again. He just hit Karlak again. And he missed. Alright, so we're going to start by sneak attacking our Ogre. And he missed. Not the end of the world. We're going to stay put. I actually like where I have a star in right now. I don't see a reason to move him. Alright, time to give this Warlock another target. There we go. Did a little damage to herself, so we will go ahead and actually just heal ourselves. But we did break that shield. She had armor of Agathis. Probably mispronouncing that. I'm not going to use the second attack. We're doing fine. Oh, he's so close. As much as I want to go out and help, I'm actually going to try and kill this ogre. It'd be super great if he could stop hitting Karlak, basically. And I'm going to move around, so hopefully he can't get a good shot at me. And of course he casts out again. Alright. So now, I have to move to try and get a better shot. That was the one downside. Wait, where's this guy at? Oh, we made another friend. It's going to take him a minute to get in, though. Now, we're going to shoot him the same way he's been shooting at me. Through that little hole. And he died. Which also means that armor doesn't go off. And then ultimately, Shadowheart doesn't take more damage. So she got a good stab on him. We're back around to the top of the order. Karlak's actually going to come over. I'm going to see if I can get a shot on this guy. A little bit of a bummer. We're probably going to see a rage end. That's fine. I'm going to stop there.
What path lies before me?
We're just going to move up. I would rather they came to us. Kind of a bummer that the rage ends. It's not the end of the world. Shadowheart's doing fine over there, but we're still gonna... I'm gonna assist if I can get an angle on this. Nope, I think I put that post in my own way. Yep. Oh, but I can dash, haha! One of the nicest things about a rogue, you can get this cunning action dash. Then I can come over. That's a dead sharp eye. This guy's gonna come running in. He's gonna do super well in this fight. I think he's gonna make a major difference. Yes, that's sarcasm. You know what? I believe in you, Brawler. Great fight for us. You can see we took a few hits, but nothing major. We didn't even really use too much. I mean, I used 2 spells. I did use 2 sorcery points. So here's the thing. I can actually sacrifice a spell to get sorcery points back if I really want to. And that's what's done here. So if I were to do this, I would get 2 sorcery points back. I'm not going to yet.
Time to pack it in for the day, I think.
I don't think I'm hurting too bad on him yet. Let's see how the next part goes. But we are going to go ahead and use a short rest. I have done the goblin area in one long rest numerous times, but I don't think I'm going to this time. I think I'm going to try and do do a long rest somewhere in the middle. So we'll step out, we'll long rest, and we'll come back. There's no reason to push through. I'm actually really having a lot of fun with this run, specifically not pushing through stuff. So I think it'll be a lot of fun to consider doing that. Ooh, a witch bolt. Okay. Not a great spell later in the game, but not a bad one. The advantage of witch bolt is it's a concentration spell, so I cast it and then it just stays on the target and I can use it each round. So it's a good way for me to contribute without using a lot of spell slots or scrolls. There's some stuff down there. Honestly, there's a few things in this cave down here behind this waterfall, things like that. Go explore it. Go see it. I'm not going to today. There's some great stuff out there though. Well worth your exploration. Just not something I'm that concerned about right now. This isn't a let's explore every single inch of the zone. For me, I look at it as more, this is me having fun, showing you all how I tackle the game. So like, just like all this, I could pick up every little bit of thing over here. I'm not going to. I am going to grab the thieves' tools. They're worthwhile. Let's see what else we got. We are going to open the crew chest, see what's in there. Oh, definitely. And that's probably about it. I have friends that would pick up every bit of that. They literally leave nothing behind. I 100% support that playstyle, but I don't feel like doing it. Quite honestly, I'm just being lazy. So, play how you want. Everybody should play the way that makes them comfortable. I've kind of commented before, I have a friend who I drive crazy with how fast I approach the game. Because he thinks I push through too fast. Grabbing all this meat, we're going to send all this to camp. Again, kind of that habit, so if I ever do a tactician or honor run, I may make sure I have plenty of food. My party will never starve, is my mentality. Now, we don't pick up the roasted dwarf stuff, because, ew. Oh, that's our owlbear friend.
Poor creature. I hope I can follow my scent back to camp.
We'll see him again. I hope.
What's hiding here?
Okay, so kind of the next step. Oh, more meat. Let's go. We're gonna send some stuff back to camp here in a minute. You can see I'm encumbered literally from the amount of stuff I picked up, and I bet most of it is from the. In fact, let's look. 52 pounds of food in my bag right now. That's absolutely crazy. Make sure that's not like dwarf meat. It's not the kind of run we're doing right now. Yeah, you just see that drop down so much, and it's just like, oh my god, that's silly. Alright, we already replenished the poison that we had used. Ah, stop doing that. We're going to put these fire arrows on the star and this acid arrow here. I'm going to start trying to use this a little bit more. In fact, let's sort here. All these weapons I picked up are going to go onto them. I don't know if these are the same weapons we sold him. I don't think so. He didn't have that much on him when we killed him. I always kind of look at that and go, okay, sweet. And we didn't waste our time. We're going to grab this movement speed, and we're going to put that on Shadowheart in this case. I think it's really nice to have that extra movement speed. She is one of our tanks. Let's get her into the show faster. Like I said, just kind of freeing up stuff. We're going to put that in there. Trust me, that witch bolt's going to come up. I will find a time and place to use it. Alright. So we're doing great. We have about a little less than 900. Actually, around 850 or so. And we'll level. Should get that before we finish this area. And then we'll actually have some other things to kind of get us some more XP on that. But here we go. Now, we're not going to run in here gunslinging. Eventually we will kill everything here, don't worry, but...
Oi! Ain't no party in here! We're doing the Absolute's work!
As the symbol glows, power courses through you. Authority.
Now, this is the reason I didn't want to use it earlier at the gate. I am going to go ahead and use it here. That way I don't risk... Well, I mean, I still risk a failed roll. But it's an easier roll. So essentially, as long as I don't roll 1, I didn't fail. Whew, scared me though. It was right there at the bottom.
A shadow swims across your vision, and a familiar voice tells you to be calm. You are loved.
Oh, beg pardon. You must be here to join the other true souls. Please, go right ahead. Well, because that's what you are, innit? One of them as hears our thoughts, and the voice of the Absolute. Like Priestess Gut and Boss Ragslin. Gods, we even got a drow now. The Absolute is gathering us all together. For something big, I reckon.
That's a little strange. We had a little hiccup with the graphic there. I think it's because we didn't use deception and it was trying to see, like, it wanted to ask us who are we here to see, but we didn't bring up seeing anybody. So the system, you know, it got quirky. Good amount of XP.
As if mingling with a horde of goblins wasn't bad enough. Let's do what we have to do, then get out of here. Good. I wasn't intending to.
She hates Selena so much. Makes sense. She's a Shire worshiper. Alright, so don't worry. We are going to kill those goblins. We're going to kill all these goblins. This fight's going to happen. But there's a few conversations I want to have first. And then we will make it happen. Specifically, we do want to talk to Gut. And we'll probably sneak Gut on the side and try to kill her by herself. If we can. There is a prisoner over here I want to talk to. And then Volo is kind of over in this room. And then there's also a trader over here that we want to talk to. She is right there. Ro Munglu. So, a couple things we want to try and take care of. They're obviously not going to attack us yet. And we're gonna actually try to knock some of them out before we talk to Get. So if we get caught killing Get, fine. Alright, so let's start over here.
Poor lad. I could give you peace, you know. But no. You gotta keep silent, don't you? Where do they flee to, you stubborn rat?
Please, stop!
Here to see your friend, have ya? Come and join him if you like.
Say we'll take over. His work is sloppy. He'll kill the prisoner too quickly.
The mark glows, but you feel nothing in response. Your illithid power is beyond reach until you rest.
So something interesting about this combat before, or this character before we kind of get into this whole thing. So this guy was actually originally part of a will quest involving his eye. Something you may have noticed, Will's got kind of a gray colored eye. It's from a some kind of tracking stone Mazora put in because he lost an eye. This was the goblin that cut it out in his original kind of quest lines. Will got a complete rework before they released the game. They kind of redid it all, tied him into Karlach heavily. So that kind of got abandoned, but this guy still exists because he's tied to this other piece as well. I always thought it was interesting. Torture Spike kind of got shifted a little bit, but he was already doing this. It's just there used to be like this big drive, especially if you had Will in your party, to come over and deal with this guy. Now he's just kind of another named character with a little piece. So we're gonna try and get him out of here. I'm not gonna go Shadowheart. Shadowheart wants us to take over. I'm gonna go ahead and just lie to him and be like, get out of here. It is tough. It's not an easy row. We do have advantage. We may have to use one or two of our inspirations, but luckily we have several. We're definitely gonna have to use at least one. Let's see. But you can see even a 6, we got a +8 out of it because of the high roll and the guidance, so it's a doable roll. There we go. 26. One inspiration down.
We do all the work.
Well worth it.
And you get to finish him. Bah, take him. Won't do you any good. He just screams. Should have sent him to Moonrise with the rest for all the good he's been.
Alright, so Torture Spike's gonna take off.
Like he was beating something up.
They're going next door to look at this priest.
The prisoner!
I'm not going to do it, but this guy can get you a buff. It's not a buff that I'm interested in. I don't really think it's going to be usable for me. Could apply to some of the others, but it's not worth it for me. But let's try and get old Liam out of here.
Please, let me out. There's no reason for this. Thank you. Thank you so much. Please, hurry.
So, Starin's going to come over. He is going to pick the lock. Not a super hard lock. Well within Astarian's skill set. 28.
Thank you. I better go before they catch us. I should be able to make it to the grove on my own. They need to know they're in danger. Elson, I don't know. He changed into a bear, but I lost sight of him. I don't know if he's still alive. The grove, to the east. They wanted to know where we came from. They'll kill everyone. Please, I need to warn them. Yes. It should be here somewhere.
They said there was a hidden passage underneath this temple. The place was supposed to be abandoned, but when we arrived, I'm not sure. All I know is there's a passageway to the Night Song. Brian had instructions, but the goblins got him. They said they'd eat him. I have to go. I have to get out of here. I don't know. The boss didn't say. He just said some wizard called Leroacan would reward us if we found it. That's all.
Okay. So this is Liam. This is actually the new guy that I believe got captured, maybe, or is part of Eridan's crew anyway. So we got a little XP for freeing him. Grab this little bullywog trumpets. I think that's all we're gonna do. There might be something over there. I honestly don't remember. I'm not gonna go through the effort of jumping over there, to be honest.
Never wanted the easy path.
Like I said, we're not gonna mess with this priest. I don't want to. This ain't for me today. I was actually thinking during that conversation. I mentioned that we might try to take a long rest. We'll see. We got a good start with clearing the outside already. And we might not need to. Just kind of depending on how a couple of the next fights go.
Don't go bothering my pigeon. He's mine. Pidge. Keep him safe. Listen to him coo. Till I gets hungry or some such. What's it to ya? Hey, he don't mind. Keeps him safe from me mates. Raids make 'em rabid. Then catch one on your own.
The mark glows, but you feel nothing in response. Your illithid power is beyond reach until you rest.
So, we can't get that. We can try and intimidate her. And we have, obviously we can get advantage. We can get decent bonus on the roll. Got the 10. See, advantage helped on this one.
All right, calm down. I don't want no trouble. Here's the key. Pigeon's all yours.
Big fan of advantage in the tabletop game, also, just because it's gonna sound dumb, but it's fun to roll the 2 dice. Rolling 2d20.
Look at this! I'm quite saved! A joy to see a familiar face in such a precarious setting. I guarantee the story of your daring rescue of my person will live on for eons. I intend to do just that. A trusty invisibility potion goes a long way in a place like this. We mustn't tarry, but I'd hate for our friendship to end here. Please, won't you meet me once we've both slipped the goblin yoke? Smashing! Soon, my friend. Soon we can share a flagon of something liquid and a tale of daring do. I'll slip away when the coast is clear. See you soon, my friend. I simply can't wait to pick your brain!
And off he goes. Into the sunset. And we still have to deal with him later. We do get a very fun little buff from him. In his own idiocy. How do we want to do this? I think we want to go talk to Roa. Then we're going to talk to Gut. We might try to kill Priestess Gut. And then we're going to actually... Maybe we don't try to kill Priestess. I don't know. Undecided. But then we're actually going to go rescue Halsin.
I have something to ask.
That the jingle of coin, I hear? You've timed it well, my friend.
Already turned quite the profit today, so I'm feeling generous.
You joking? Goblins sell the best prisoners. Cheap, quiet, and eager to be elsewhere. Till this crowd converted and started sending their captives to Moonrise Towers, at least. No complaints, mind. I just sold enough smoke powder to cover the loss 10 times over. All I need to. There's an awful lot of folk flowing that way. And coin is sure to follow. Might have to find my faith and see this absolute for myself, eh? Still some deals to be done here, though. You want to trade or what?
So, we didn't make the roll, but Ro is part of Zentarum. So that's what we were talking about. They are slavers. They are not good people. But, she does have some stuff. So we're going to look at it. Kind of interested in this lightning bolt scroll. How much does she want for that? 200. Obviously interested in healing potions. That's me. Healing potions all the way. Maybe this gaseous form? I don't know. Probably not. Gold warming staff. I don't think this is going to be better than the staff I have. These lightning charges are actually really useful. You've been seeing them pop off on me. We do have some better armor here, but nothing to write home about necessarily. Because I think the chainmail +1 is a little better than what I've got, but it's not that much better. And I mean, she's got a pretty solid AC without. It'll only go up. So we're going to focus on that. So let's start with her. She's got a lot to sell. Yeah. One of the things I am going to sell is this hide +2. It is not a great armor, quite honestly. We can see it's going to sell pretty decently, theoretically. Let's see. 242. Yeah, you can see we've got a huge boost in our sell price. It's still only 14 AC for medium armor. It's not even as good as what Karlach's wearing right now. So that's why we sell it. Not good armor. Never going to equip it to anybody, so we're good. So we're going to get this scroll lightning bolt. We are going to grab these potions. You can see that's actually still leaving me making money off of Roa. So I like that. Nothing else I desperately want. Light crossbow, heavy crossbow. I actually don't hate that. It's still a short bow though. So we're not going to go with that. I really want to find a nice good longbow for Astarion. And there's nothing else here to really write home about. The scroll of Stinking Cloud is tempting, but that tends to mess up. Large area effects like that can tend to mess with your team. Now I do like the slow. We may see if we have enough to sell on anybody else. I don't think we do though. So we'll just go and sell. If she drops that, awesome. If we ever kill her. I don't think we're going to fight her here though. I have a feeling she'll leave before we have to deal with her. We'll just sell the rest of our things that can sell. Free up the carry weight, if you will. Oh, we're 589. We went down some more from freeing Volo. So let's go ahead and put that in our bag. It's basically going to replace that fireball scroll that I already used. Other than that, let's get going. On to the next thing. I promised y'all combats. So let's talk to Gut. We're going to try and pull her aside. I'm still hesitant to actually attack her though.
Now here's somebody special. The Absolute has touched you, hasn't she? Priestess Gut needs to touch you too. Hold out your arm so I can mark your flesh.
That's gonna be a big old nope. I'm not doing it.
Maybe you don't need it. After all, you're special, ain't ya? Like me.
She probes your mind, tangling your thoughts with hers. A familiar sensation. She too carries a parasite. Darkness seems to swallow the temple, leaving you with a vision of the goblin priestess receiving instruction from a handsome young man, one of the chosen. The vision dissolves away. You stand before the goblin priestess in the temple once again. Your minds brush against one another, but are swiftly parted.
Don't want to get intimate in front of the novices. Fair enough. Got some weird shadows in your head. Maybe I can help with that. Us true souls gotta look out for one another.
So I'm not gonna do that. And I think I'm gonna wait. We're not gonna attack her here. I have a plan that I just made. It's definitely one I had the whole time. We're gonna go free housing, and then we're gonna have a lot of fun. This might, depending on how long this housing fight takes and where I cut off, I might pause or end this recording after the housing fight, and then the next one will pick up and we'll do the rest of the goblin area. Depends, this fight takes a little bit of time, but the next fight is, the next part's going to have a lot of fighting that's going to be kind of drawn out. So I don't know if there will be a good pausing spot there. So, here's what's nice again, we're not really in combat yet, so we can position. We're going to start Karlach over here. There's usually 1 to 2 people over here, where she can be really effective. Now, we're not going to rage this fight.
What's next?
But we'll start it there. We're going to start Shadowheart here. And I want to start Astarion here. And I would like to start him hidden if possible. So we're going to try to hide. It's kind of dim. And then I'm going to come down, and this is actually just about perfect timing for me to get this going.
Keep your hands steady, 3.
Again! Make it squeal again.
We're juicing it up. The beast came in here with those robbers, killed Dink and Mince too. Boss is thinking of serving it to the wargs.
And it makes funny noises. We made it squeal. Look, you'll see. Give me that rock. I'll show ya.
Okay, so we're in combat. Astarion did get pulled in. A little bit of a bummer, but it's fine. So these 2 kids are actually a little bit of a problem, because they will try to run. So I am going to actually start a combat trying to kind of kill them. I would rather not use a spell slot if I can avoid it, so let's see what I've got in my old bag of tricks here. I don't think I have a Burning Hands, though. I do not. You know what? I am going to use a spell slot, but I'm actually going to use a level 2. I'm going to go dink dink. We're going to try and kill them with magic missiles. Perfect. 2 dead goblin children. Just like they should be. And I actually back up here. I don't want to be up in the melee any more than I have to be. And then Karlach is going to actually use this ability, which is called Cleave. She's going to position herself slightly differently, so she can hit both of them is the goal. Oh, or maybe she can't. Maybe they're just slightly too far apart. It just really is not going to let her. So in that case, she's just going to swing on the big one. And we're going to leave it at that. I've got a melee weapon equipped. So, this guy's in melee. Not rope right of him. Now he's dead.
Time to move.
Now these wargs are going to try to get themselves out. And at some point, we're probably just going to let them out. First, I am going to actually come up with Shadowheart. Not going to use my guided strike, so I'm going to take the miss. Again, I'm not really trying to use a lot of resources on this particular fight. To me, it's better to save these resources.
Seen everything.
I did use a spell slot. It's fine. It won't be too bad. I'm going to come over. We're going to try to Eldritch Blast this guy. We'll see how it works out. And a miss. One of these days. I don't understand the dash there. But you know what? To each their own. Can I hit them both yet? Oh, I can. Look at that. So now, cleave. Oh, lots of damage. Look at that. Ton of damage on both.
Shall we cut and run? Let's move.
And we got one of them dead. Well, these guys are trying to break out. We can see they're going to eventually break this gate. We'll probably just open the gate, though. So we're going to speed up the killing of them.
Moving.
Light on my feet.
So I am not even going to use this. I'm literally just going to use a crossbow. Oh, I don't have enough movement. No! Really? Okay.
Put him up. Soldier.
So maybe we use the Starian to shoot the gate open.
The dance macabre. A better position.
So you can actually shoot levers in this game, which triggers them. So that gate opens. These guys get to come out. And we get to fight them too. And you can see this is one of the reasons why we didn't want to use a lot of resources. I'll take the miss. Not a big deal. Because now we have big old cave bear just throwing down. I'm up. You know, everyone's up. Everyone's going to be able to contribute. I'm doing minimum damage because that's how I roll. She's over here just smashing. We're going to try to kill that one. Try was the keyword in my statement. We missed anyway. Shadowheart miss. Oh my goodness. Just miss fest. Idri on Halcyon doesn't really hurt him because he's going to just use a little spell to heal himself. Round 2, we get to try again. I'm going to try this one this time. A little bit better.
Watch this.
Alright, we killed that one. No way a star misses 2 rounds in a row, right? There we go.
Pardon the viscera.
Oh, I want to click that
One
anyway.
should cherish all of nature's bounty, but goblin guts are quite far down the list. You aided a bear without knowing if it would savage you. A true friend of nature. Or perhaps a lunatic. Either way, I owe thanks. I am the druid Halcyon. Yes, but just Halcyon will suffice. Unbecoming to demand honorifics from the one who saved my hide. Parasites in your head that... You mean you have one of them? Invoke Father preserve you, child. You're infected, aren't you? The Mind Flayer's spawn. But something's different. You're aware of the monster inside you. You don't bow to the Absolute like the true souls do. How is this possible? Perhaps. But I wouldn't want to place all my faith in blind luck. You weren't speaking lightly when you said you needed help. Let me tell you what I know. I've been studying these parasites for a while now. Ever since I discovered these so-called true souls are infected with them. Someone is using very powerful magic to modify these tadpoles. They're using them to exert control over the infected. I'm sorry to say, I can't undo that magic, which means I can't cure you. But that doesn't mean I can't help. I didn't find what I came here for, a way to remove the tadpoles, but I found the next best thing. I found out where they come from. That must be where these enchantments are placed on them. And it's where you'll find your cure. No, this is different. Altered. The magic used is beyond me. It's either not of this world or so ancient as to be lost to even nature's memory. Indeed. After we dealt with the drow that ambushed us, Nettie and I were able to inspect the corpse, and the creature that slithered out of it. I had no idea anyone beyond their ranks was infected. You have my sincere sympathies. I overheard that the cultists are sending all of their captives to Moonrise Towers. Innocents go in, true souls come out. Given that all of these true souls are infected, it has to be the source for this magic. If you want to find a cure, you must head there and discover how the tadpoles are being manipulated. I wish I could, but there's still work I've yet to finish. Blood I've yet to spill. I've no right to ask more of you, but if you could help me, I'd be free to join your journey to Moonrise. I cannot allow these butchers to threaten my grove. The natural order must be protected. Korga. I should have suspected she'd take things too far. I'll deal with her when I can. But there are other matters to attend to before that. Help me kill the leaders of this horde, save my grove, then I will help you. 3 deaths could win us peace. The drow Minthara, the hobgoblin Draw Ragslin, and that perversion of a priestess, Gut. They are the ones holding these parasites together. Remove them, and nature will cure itself. My thanks. If you prevail, I'll owe you the debt of a lifetime.
Of course, the Starian disapproves.
My presence could make things more difficult. I can only restrain my bear form so much. I won't be able to help but attack goblins. If I join you, we'll likely have to slaughter this entire place. You may want to use discretion when approaching the goblin leaders. So be it. May Sylvanas lend us nature's fury.
Yep. We've already talked to him. We're gonna go out. We're gonna slaughter. And I love having a level, whatever he is. Does it tell us? Level 5 druid bear form with us. He actually has a unique bear form, even though it's a cave bear as opposed to just standard bear. Very handy. He smacks. We're gonna bring him. He also has a taunt. This is he doesn't actually have a taunt. Just kidding. He has a multi-attack. So he can actually make multiple attacks already at level 5.
Got a long road ahead.
Halsin's really powerful. He's a great character to bring. My plan from here forward, because we didn't really use very much here, is we should pretty much be able to go out and start slaughtering. Now, One of the leaders of the grove is Minthara, or the goblins, I should say, is Minthara. We are going to try and leave Minthara alive. We're going to try and knock her out with non-lethal damage. I've never done it. It's only something that was added recently that you can actually properly recruit Minthara at a later point if you don't kill her. There were a lot of people who figured out ways to kind of trick the system and do it, but this is kind of a response by Larian for like calls to like let us have Minthara. So it's a legitimate way you can actually collect her as a companion without. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Okay, goodness. Oh. I was like, wait, I'm not shooting fire, am I? That would have been awful. Because you can see we actually got through without taking any damage on that whole escapade, which is huge. We basically used one spell slot through that whole thing. And I have plenty of spells in my scroll still. I have a mouse acid arrow, I have a lightning bolt, I have a magic missile, so I've got plenty of extra oomph to bring to the table without needing to worry about my spells. And in a pinch, I could trade these 2 sorcery points for another spell level as well. Just by doing this right here. I'm not going to yet. It might come to that. As nice as being able to do twin spells are, I could also just, do another Scorching Ray. So, let's take everything we just picked up. Let's kind of spread it around. The animal friendship neck, not something we're really that worried about. We're going to send that to camp. These boots, once per turn when you dash, you gain Wrath for 2 turns. Just so you know, what Wrath does is you have a +1 bonus to damage with melee weapons. Not something we're really going to see Astarion need because he's not likely to get into melee often. But I would love to stick those on my girl Karlach. Now, how often is she dashing? Not very. But it may come up that she has to dash in, and this will just add to her damage if she does. So that's what's really nice. You can do that. There's no harm in putting them on. It's not something negative. And if it comes up, it comes up. Let's see here. I'm carrying a 10. I picked up a lot more food, and you can see meat is very heavy. 1 pound, 2 pounds, 2 pounds, 3 pounds, 9 pounds in these pig's heads. So this is what's adding a lot to my carry weight. So anytime you see yourself pick up meat, especially, sending it to camp's big. That was almost 20 pounds of food I just sent to camp. And then I've got a few other things. I could also use some of these smoke powders. I could throw some of these alchemist powders. So I'll have plenty of actions regardless. I'm going to send like 600 gold back to camp. Cut my weight down just a little bit there. About half a pound. Alright, so I know everybody wants us to get out there. I mean, you can see we're about 400 or so experience, 450 experience from leveling. I would love to jump out. I would love to get that level. But there's a very high potential that's going to lead to a lot of combat. And I honestly need to go to bed. It is 11 p.m. I do have to get up for work at 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. So I am going to go ahead and stop my recording. And then we will pick up the next time right here. Ready to go out. Ready to mix it up. We're going to have a great time. So let's go ahead and save. Do a new save. I very much appreciate everybody jumping on, watching with us. I think I'm having a great time doing this. Hopefully you can't hear my dog whining in the background. They need to go outside and use the restroom before I go to bed. Y'all have a great time. I will see you on my next recording.